Well, indeed, good afternoon. Welcome. This is KTN Business Today. My name is Peter Akabanyo. Just in time for a look at the news that is making business headlines, not just here in Kenya, but across the region, indeed right across the world. Today, we, of course, will have a significant focus on, well, matters home, matters, well, everything around how you can start to own a home, because that is one of the big four projects that the president has indeed made a focus of the second term, or indeed something that his legacy is supposed to focus on. Why exactly is this the case? Well, of course, yesterday we did bring you up to speed on the fact that the government is going out of its way to create an enabling environment for stakeholders around home ownership to start to, well, speak into that conversation in a way that is meaningful for homeowners. Well, today in studio, joining us later on in the show, two gentlemen, both from Genji's capital, to speak into this conversation, indeed talk to you about what exactly we can, well, enable you start to consider becoming a homeowner today. What exactly is that product? How is it supposed to make your life better? That is later on in the show. As ever, we want to start off with a look at the markets, the fact that, well, we always do begin with a look at the financial news, the financial markets in terms of the Kenya shilling versus other pairs, and later on go on to talk about the markets themselves. Well, of course, today the dollar is pegged at 196, buying 101.16 selling levels, while the pound is pegged at 142.08, 142.38 buying and selling levels respectively. The euro is currently trading at 124 shillings 12 cents buying and 124.40 levels selling. That, of course, is a look at the, well, the currency pairs as they have been pegged today by the Central Bank of Kenya. Of course, the different rates across different institutions vary slightly. NSE performance, this, of course, is a look at the trading that has been going on at the NSE. The latest number so far, turnover 1 billion shillings, shares traded 599 million counters. The NSE 20 share index pegged at 3820, 3,820.84, while the bonds traded to the tune of 758 million shillings. That there, of course, being an overview of, well, the overall numbers of the markets. While the most active stocks that are driving that trade, Safaricom, 6.99 million shares bought and sold. Kenoko Bill, 4.19 million shares. Cooperative Bank, 2.2 million shares. And Stanley, that, of course, 1.05 million shares so far. Well, what exactly are the bulls and the bears of that trading session? Indeed, a look at the shares that have trended upwards and downwards variously during the trading sessions. The winning stocks of the day, these are the bulls: Everready, Liberty Kenya, Kenya Airways, and Kenya Re. Everready up 10% there to the limit of its day movement at 2 shillings and 20 cents. Liberty Kenya up 5.56% to 14 shillings and 28 cents. Kenya Airways up 5.26% to 13 shillings flat, while Kenya Re has trended upwards 5.06% to 18 shillings and 70. While losing stocks, Decons down 7.14% to 2 shillings and 60 cents. Flemtree Kenya Group down 6.36% to 4 shillings and 40 cents. Olympia Capital trending downwards to the tune of 4.92% to 2 shillings 90 cents. Scan Group, there, of course, apologies for that typo there, 4.73% to 16 shillings and 10 cents. Well, the subject of blockchain technology is not an easily palatable one for many. The misunderstood technology involves more than just Bitcoin, and it is for this reason and more that the Capital Markets Authority, or CMA, is now exploring ways in which the technology can be adopted faster, even as it is disrupting the capital markets sector. Take a look.
We can leverage technology to drive efficiency in the capital markets value chain. Now, that's a very loaded statement. And it is born from a recognition that as a regulator, all we can do is try and address the issues around support for effective implementation, how we can introduce a level of certainty, transparency, and consistency.
And then there's blockchain. And we're still missing out on it because we're still contemplating, can we do this or not? Well, it's happening anyway. So either you like it or not, it's going to happen. And if you want to join it, you will. If you don't, you'll miss out anyway.
Technology is already moving forward. This technology is happening. It won't stop. Regulation will catch up. The challenge to us as investment professionals is, what are we doing about it? When I get a phone call that asks me, is this cryptocurrency? I mean, we all saw it on Facebook. Is this cryptocurrency a pyramid scheme? You know, what is this blockchain? What does it mean? We all reacted that way when we first heard about M-Pesa, but that didn't stop M-Pesa from happening.
Well, now to a story that is set to leave you pleasantly or indeed surprised. Now, in a move that is set to break records, the Capital Markets Authority has fined Solomon Alubala, a former head of Treasury at the National Bank of Kenya, a whopping 104.8 million shillings, the largest ever single fine that an individual has been levied at the Nairobi Securities Exchange for his role in an alleged cash siphoning scheme at the bank. Now, according to a statement from the CMA, Alubala has been fined the 104.8 million, being 2 times the amount so far traced into his hands from the embezzled funds from the bank. Now, the CMA has also sought restriction on 2 properties associated with him, which were allegedly purchased with embezzled funds. At the same time, the Capital Markets Authority has taken administrative action against other former National Bank of Kenya board members and former senior managers who have served at the bank as at December 31st, 2015 for their roles in misrepresentation of financial statements and alleged embezzlement of funds at NBK. The authority has also recommended to the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions the prosecution of some of those managers and further criminal investigations of additional individuals. Now, based on whistleblower information, the CMA conducted an inquiry into the affairs of the bank, leading to the commencement of enforcement proceeding against the then NBK board members and senior managers. These are Munir Sheikh, who was former managing director, the former chief of credit, the officer George Jaba, and former Chief Finance Officer Chris Kisire. Others include Wycliffe Kivunira, Solomon Alubala, Boniface Biko, and Dennis Chumbe, who was a former relationship manager for business banking at the institution. Well, away from that story, the Council of Governors Committee on Mining, Water and Forestry has begun a 3-day extractive forum in Malindi to discuss the new mining policy and the role the counties shall play in enhancing this sector. The forum will be led by the chairman of the Council of Governors and Turkana Governor Josephat Nanok, Kilifi Governor Amason Kingi, the chairman of the Water and Forestry Mining Committee, chairman and Meru Governor Kiraitu Murungi. Other governors expected are Granton Samboja of Taita Taveta, the Migori Governor Okoth Obado, and Kwale Governor Salim Morey.
So we are basically here to come and to be taken through by experts to understand what is in the Act, what is in there for the counties, how do we work towards ensuring that the sharing formulas that are within the Act for minerals is being enacted by the ministry responsible, but also to understand what void is there in law that will enable individual counties to be able to develop county legislation specific to the type of minerals that is being mined from the county.
Ukiangalia bara Afrika, nchi nyingi ambazo zimekumbwa na mzozo, nchi nyingi ambazo zimekuwa na machafuko ya amani, utakuta kwamba kiini chake ni usimamizi mbovu wa rasilimali. Na ikiwa Kenya hatutakuwa na sheria ya kusimamia madini, madini ni rasilimali na rasilimali ambao kila mtu anaikimbilia. Kwa hivyo pasipokuwa na sheria yani vipi tunaweza kuimudu ama kuisimamia rasilimali hii, bila shaka kunaweza kuwa na machafuko.
Well, moving on from that story now, Kenya Power has disconnected electricity supply to more than 20 flats in Nairobi's Tasia estate in an operation aimed at stamping out illegal electricity connections. The crackdown was carried out by a team comprising of the company's security personnel, its revenue protection unit staff, and the police. It is one of the various security operations going on across the country to curb vandalism, illegal connections, and the theft of electricity distribution equipment. Illegal connections are a risk to the company's revenue as they provide an avenue for the beneficiaries to enjoy unmetered energy for which the company cannot collect revenue. In addition, they overload the system, thus causing outages and undermining the quality of power.
And besides that, there are also safety concerns which have been raised, and in the recent past, we have lost a lot of lives due to this illegal connection.
Well, home buyers will now be able to acquire property at residential suburbs around Nairobi without the need for conventional bank loans. This is because Genghis Capital, an investment bank, and Paradigm Projects, a real estate development advisor, have unveiled an affordable home ownership solution known as Home Ownership Made Easy. That is, again, home. Now, Genghis Capital is handling the financing aspect, while Paradigm Projects is handling the technical aspect of this. Home will allow home users to obtain a long-term purchasing facility from the developer at favorable credit terms, with monthly repayments priced at close to, or well, at prevailing rates in target areas. Well, yesterday we brought you a story from Kitengela about chicken farming. Now, with farmers in Malindi sub-county fearing to venture into, well, this area, a church in Malindi has launched a poultry model farm that is majoring in local breeds as well that are known as kienyeji. The model focuses on educating the youth and women on the benefits of rearing chicken for business. KTN's Julia Wino has that story. Take a look.
Poultry farming is increasingly playing an important role in Kenya's economy. Despite this, farmers in Malindi speak a different tale altogether. Operational costs have shot up, which is threatening the survival of their poultry business.
Upande wa magonjwa ya kuku ni mengi sana. Lakini kuna yale magonjwa common ambayo mengine yanaua kuku, mengine yanafanya kuku productivity inaenda chini. Mfano leo tulikuwa tunafanya deworming. Kuku wote bata wamepewa dawa ya minyoo asubuhi, so tunafanya withdrawal ya maji jioni. Jana usiku mzima hakuna maji, asubuhi hakuna maji, na saa mbili saa tatu wakaweza kuwekewa dawa ya minyoo na wakanywa ili kuku wote waweze kuwa healthy.
The poultry project, which was pioneered by Canon Philip Mbutha of the St. Andrew's Anglican Church of Kenya, has sparked a frenzy as many locals took to chicken rearing despite the challenges. The homemade hatchery has a capacity of 12,000 eggs. This project will see over 200 youth and women benefit in having a source of income and equally put their skills into practice.
Kianza tulitaka pia sisi kuna watu wengi ambao maybe hawana kazi kwa sasa, wamama wengi hawana kazi. So tulitaka pia wamama wawe na mahali pa kujitegemea, wawe at na mahali mwisho wa mwezi anajua ninaweza pata kitu kadhaa au after a week au after 2 weeks kuna mahali ninaweza pata fedha kadhaa kupitia kwa mradi huu. Kenbrew chicken is one of the suggested breeds of chicken to be considered as the main interest for farmers to earn an income. This breed of chicken is cheap and requires minimal attention. Chicks hatched in a day from the breed sum up to almost 150,000, with a price of each at 100 shillings.